Hello, everyone. Hello, every beautiful body out there. It is so great to see everyone. I am so excited to be joined by my two favorites. Definitely my colorful co-host and best friend, soul friend of 20 plus years, D'Angelo. You want to say hello?
Hello, Blair Hervey. It's good to be here with you. And you're very colorful yourself today.
It's not just my energy. It is definitely this Walmart dress. Walmart is giving these days. I just want to
You
throw that out there.
you have been on those Walmart looks. I see. The thing is that we have to have another show about how men can't shop at Walmart. Because you know how y'all women be like, oh, that gal over there got on a Walmart T-shirt. You know how y'all treat us, but y'all can go into Walmart and be slaying the runway. Okay.
Listen, I'm the queen of high low. I love my good Louis Vuitton, but I'm gonna also grab this Walmart dress and put a look together.
Okay.
And nobody will ever know.
Don't talk about me next week in my Save a Lot T-shirt, honey. Okay, when I get a plaid shirt from there, don't say nothing.
I'm so done with you. I'm so done. Well, it is wonderful to have everyone join us. And then, of course, we do have our guest, Fernandez, which I'll be welcoming shortly. But we definitely want to pass it to you to just say hello to start. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Glad to be here. Can't wait to have this conversation.
Fantastic. Well, this is the Black DEIBA Collective, business as usual. D, I'm going to pass it to you first for the art of the check-in.
Yeah, so as you know, we always want to check in with people and see how they're feeling. And I will tell you today, Blair, as I think all three of us are feeling, since we are native Louisvillians, that our heart and minds are heavy. We want to just send love, prayers, and thoughts to our local community who's experiencing a mass shooting today. 5 are dead, 8 are injured at the bank shooting in downtown Louisville, where I have probably walked past several times as I worked in that space for 15 years in Louisville. So know it all too well. And we're going to get through today's session and give you the best we can. But in our back of our heads, we all had to do those check-in calls this morning to say, how are you doing? You doing okay? Are you safe? And that's definitely a difficult call or text message to send. So for those who have lost their family members today or know someone who's injured, we were just praying for you and know that you're in our thoughts and our prayers. So just wanted to acknowledge that and let you know, like I said, we're going to have a great session because we're here with great people, but we're all, that is in the back of our minds and on our hearts today. All right. So Blair, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling fine. So I'm actually in Louisville today. So for those who are not familiar, again, I am the founder and CEO of The Corporate Strategist. I was born in Dallas, Texas, but I was raised in Louisville, Kentucky. And so thinking about, I'm actually right across the bridge now, I think about it in New Albany, Indiana. But that was a scary text to receive this morning, just to know that, something like that is happening so closely. And then of course, friends and family that can be affected. So overall, my personal well-being is pretty good. I've been feeling very productive this morning in this co-working space, but definitely still feeling the heavy feeling of what is going on in the city. So overall, still okay.
Yeah, and that's I think the whole important thing about these check-ins is because this is how we want people to be authentic at work. So if you are having the same feelings, hopefully you're sharing that with your leader. Fernandez, we're here in the DMV area, but how are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm good. It definitely was a little bit jarring this morning because Louisville is big but small at the same time. So you never know who you know in that area. So it definitely, had to send out some messages and things of that nature when everything was going on. But overall, good. Had a good, healthy weekend, and got off to a healthy start this morning, and been very productive myself today. So doing very good today.
That's good. I said Monday is Monday. Okay, I was online at 6 a.m. and I already had emails, so it is Monday of Monday as if it ever was. All right, but Blair, we're going to turn it over to you to introduce our guest and tell people more about our good friend Fernandez today.
Listen, my eyes are kind of welling up with tears a little bit, as you all will find out, because Fernandez is the second friend or maybe third friend. I would probably lean more towards the second friend that I ever met when I moved to Louisville, Kentucky at 12 years old. So he has this fabulous background, of course, in career, which we'll tell you about. But my heart is just fluttering, not only with pride, because seeing him grow into this wonderful professional, but learning all about his journey. And as you all know, the three of us essentially are from Louisville, Kentucky. They were definitely born here, but from Louisville. So to hear about this Black excellence that we're going to go through today, and the highlight and the star of the show being Fernandez Boards, makes me super, super excited. But I will give you this traditional bio as well. Mr. Boards serves as the Deputy Chief Financial Officer and Director of Finance at the U.S. Census Bureau. As Deputy CFO and Director of Finance, he is responsible for directing financial management and accounting activities throughout the Census Bureau, preparing the Bureau's annual consolidated financial statements, monitoring the internal control system, and managing travel policy. His responsibilities include promulgating financial management policy throughout the Bureau and ensuring the Bureau's compliance with financial management laws and regulations. A big bio for a big boss man, Nez. Welcome, sir.
No. Thank you. Like I said, I'm just happy to be here with you all. This is an awesome opportunity to give, my insight on, my things and just share with everyone. So I'm just so happy to do that. It's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey.
Well, good. Well, hopefully we can tease some of that journey with the audience, and they can let us know a little bit more about where you came from. But actually, let's get started right there. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in this industry, in this space, and in the role that you're currently in.
Sure. So, after high school, I went to college for a little bit, went to University of Louisville. Went there for 2 years, and I was working at Circuit City at the time as well. And I was just overworking and going to school, and it was just, I was over it. So I decided to go into the military. And when I went into the military, my first job was fuel systems. So it was climbing into the wings of airplanes to change out fuel bladders. That sucked. That sucked really bad. So definitely didn't want to do that. And then had an opportunity to cross-train into the comptroller field in the Air Force, which is really my start into the finance and accounting world. Started off doing little things, but just approving orders and travel and things of that nature and paying bills, and got to move around with budget and doing all those type of things. And when I ended up here in DC in 2005, I got to do the same types of deals at the Pentagon, at Bolin Air Force Base. And then I got a unique opportunity. The DOD was doing a thing called joint basing. And I got the opportunity to lead the joint basing for bowling and joint base bowling and Anacostia. So it really gave me my catapult there. It's just to really I really like this, I'm really into the budget world. It cemented that I was going to do this. And then I came to the Department of Commerce, where I worked at the Office of the Secretary, doing budget and financial management type of operations. And then I was doing that for a couple of years. And then I got a great opportunity. And I do want to talk about mentoring as we get into it. But I had a great mentor that helped me. She really catapulted my career by giving me the space and opportunity to fail and succeed. But she moved out of the way so that I could take on job opportunities. And that's where I became the acting CFO for the Bureau of Industry and Security. And from there, left there into my current role. So it's been a journey, all throughout the government, but definitely did not do it on my own. I definitely had help along the way. And that's something that we definitely have to talk about today.
Oh, that means a lot to me. You're the second person that I've heard that said that they had a woman mentor that either got out of the way or introduced them to a new opportunity, which definitely means a lot. I love to see how women are definitely supportive of men in their roles, and vice versa, of course. But I can't wait to hear more about your journey as well. But Dee, without further ado, can you get us right into the topic?
Yeah, definitely. Recently Trevor Noah said that about his journey, that without Black women, he would not be where he is today. So I think we understand the importance of women and BIPOC women in the journeys of other BIPOC people, right? And how they help lift us up, and really women of any backgrounds, really, right? But I know the Black women, and I know some non-Black women who's helped me along my journey too, Fernandez. So I understand that. If you ever come to my desk and talk to me about what do people of color in the organization need. I always tell people, please do not give us any more development. Many times your people of color in the organization have degrees upon degrees, have our job readiness. They just don't have the visibility, or they don't have the sponsorship, or they don't have the relationships with people who can help them navigate moving throughout the organization. And so today's topic is really important because we're going to be talking about elevating top talent and Black oh gosh, I can't get it out to and Black excellence, right? And so it really is about they're already there within your organization. They're already existing. Do you see them? Are you listening to them? Are you paying attention to them? Are you watching them? And are you helping them navigate through the organization? So don't no longer say we need people to go get degrees, but ask yourself, what are you doing to help those people who already have degrees within the organization be and continue to excel within your organization? So that's what we're talking about today. And I want to just get into it. Fernandez, what was the moment in your life that you knew the impact of being a Black leader?
I would say it was when I first became a supervisor, because you connect with everyone different, and our experiences make us, right? So, as I'm going through as a young Black male in DC, I had opportunities to lead, and it was some people that came up to me and it was like, oh my God, it's really cool. How did you get there? And it's like, well, I'm not really anybody. I mean, because really, it's in your entry leadership positions, but you see the mentorship opportunities and the people who are aspiring to even get to that level. And I think that's when you really start to see it, because it's when you see others that are striving to get where you are, I think that gives you a sense of responsibility to really understand where you are and understand how to help people get there as well.
I agree with you.
You're talking about seeing a lot. And I can just think about those moments. Again, you being my second, third friend, I'm aging everybody on this call, always 20 plus years, right? But I mean, I think about the times, again, where I needed something and, I was sleeping on your floor, or I was digging in your refrigerator, or, just hanging out and spending quality time. And even your mother, shout out to Marcy, big bad Marcy, honey, cussing us out just to make sure that we stayed on track and stayed where we were supposed to go, even in her own way, right? It wasn't only about visibility, but it was about accountability. It was about excellence. It was about making sure that there was community there and connectivity. I hear in corporate America these three words so much. I hear about top diverse talent. I hear about this group of individuals who, again, to D'Angelo's point, have degrees on degrees and have all of this experience. And you have a very diverse team, from what I understand as well, or a predominantly Black team, is that correct? Mm-hmm. So how do you make decisions on who, quote unquote, needs to be seen, who gets that visibility, who can be in those next rooms to get that community, who actually rises to the next level?
Yeah. And, Blair, I think it starts with the individual themselves. There is a phenomenon that I see in some people, and we need folks that they want to come to work, do their work, heads down, only do that. They don't want to do any more. They come in at 9, they leave at 5. That's all they want. And because the thing that I do understand, and I think COVID helped us all to understand, is there is more to work. So people have this personal lives going on. It may be the right time for me right now, but next year it may not be the right time. Just everybody has things going on in their personal lives and things of that nature. So I think that it has to start with them first. And one of the things that I think that really helped me to bring folks along and to help start mentoring is when I see their will, when I see that they want to take that next step. And sometimes I want to take the next step, but I don't know how to, or I feel disenfranchised, but I haven't taken the steps that I need to do those things. So then it's like, sometimes I can help you. Well, did you do this? Did you do that? Those type of things. But it really starts with the individual. However, sometimes, and I have gotten this, and this is why I think that diversity is so important, because I have gotten a lot from Black leaders, white leaders, and others in just seeing talent And sometimes you see talent and people don't even know they have talent. So you have to kind of pull it out of them. So when you do see somebody, you have to kind of try to put them in different situations. The government is a little bit different because it's a really unique level playing field. So I can't say D'Angelo and Blair, you two are my top talent, I'm going to promote you all. Like it's a very competitive process and that things of that nature. However, I don't care who you are, people will stand out over others. So that's, I take the whole resume and, are you somebody who has said, I want to learn this over here, financial reporting, and I want to learn accounts receivable type of thing. So you're trying to be a well-rounded person. Or do you just want to say, I'm just going to stay in my comfort zone and I have to kind of push you out a little bit into these other areas? And, you do that. But again, it all starts with the person, because the person has to be able to say, I'm willing to be pushed, and not, oh, you pushed me and now I'm mad. It's one of those things that you really have to be able to bring that out of somebody.
I'm always about a good alliteration.
Oh, here we go. We know it's coming. Reverend Blair Harvey, go ahead. What is it? That's what I'm calling you.
Because I'm telling you, it's the learning and development background. I'm like, okay, how are we going to remember that? Because that was some good stuff. And I thought about the 3 W's, right? So you said it starts with the person. You got to have the will, right? You have to have some wants, and then you have to be willing to be pushed. Oh, that didn't hit y'all the same way it hit me?
Not yet, but it's going to hit me. Here's my question. Wait, I want you to hold on to that, because I want you to get some alliteration of what I'm about to ask him, because maybe they can walk away with this. How do you define? So I'm going to ask you 2 different ways, and you can go whichever way you want to go to it. Okay. Yeah. How would you define top talent, or how does someone, if they want to be top talent, what attributes should they have to have? What should they be doing to be top talent in today's market?
So I'm going to say, and this is one of my mottos, and I learned it a couple of years ago. The first has to be patient and flexible. So patient and flexibility is, to me, is number one. You see some people who are too ready who think that they're supposed to just climb up tomorrow, and then they came in the door yesterday and tomorrow they should be in my job. And it's like, whoa, slow down, slow down. So it's the patience, but it's the flexibility. I had someone teach me a while ago. We're taught in our heads that we're always supposed to be moving up, right? So on our road in our career, we think it's only supposed to be going this way. But I think the flexibility comes in is, I'm going up and I just got asked to do something that's parallel over here. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people will turn that down because they feel like that's beneath them, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But the piece of it is it's along those ways, people are asking you to go do these things because you have chops. You have your leadership chops or whatever it is. And it's a challenge over here that you have to go and you succeed at this challenge before you move on to the next one. The road is not straight up. Mm-hmm. The other thing is be like a sponge. Learn as much as possible. In this, I had some very good mentors back in the day, in my military days, and even in my early civilian career. They were rough. They would say, everything is by the AFI and the Air Force. And they would say, what does the AFI say? And, you would go look it up. And I'm great age myself. This is before everything was online. So we used to have these big old books. You had to actually, take out the pages when a revision came out and put it back in. And that was always the lower duties of the person who was lower. But they were so hard on me. And Miss Petaway, I love her to death. She would send stuff back and then send stuff back. And by that third time, you'd be frustrated and be like, look, I don't know what it is. But she was not satisfied with me just coming to her for the answer. So I would say that you have to have a little bit of that will to, find the answer yourselves and things of that nature. The other thing is, you have to know how to let things go. We have all had things happen in our past, in our work history. If you continue to carry that on from job to job to job, you will find yourself not progressing because you are holding on to something that somebody did to you years ago. and you think that all leaders are like that. And trust me, leaders have a job to build trust, but employees have to meet them, because I can't do everything by myself. So we all have baggage, right? So everybody has been scorned in some piece of their life, and everybody's been scorned in some work piece of their life. You got passed over for a promotion that you thought was yours. You get, something happened, being treated unfairly. You have to move on. You have to say, that happened to me. What did I learn? And you have to learn just as much from the good things that happen in life as the bad. And I say that the same thing about supervisors. I have had some very good supervisors that I try to pick up some great traits from, but I've also had some very bad supervisors that I say, you know what? Thank you for teaching me how not to be. And I think that you just have to collect all that up. And I think that with technical competency, a lot of people think that just because they're savvy and, they can talk a good game, if it's nothing 3 layers deep, people are going to see through you. So you have to have that 3 levels deep of the technical competency before you start to rise.
Mm. That's good. That last one, I was like, I say that about relationships, Chad. Don't be taking stuff with you. Now about work life, don't be taking it with you. I'm sorry, bro. I just tell you, he spoke to me right there with that one. I think a lot of pieces of life. Okay,
we both were looking at each other, like, what? Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Holding on to that.
Yeah, let it go is important.
Years ago. Let's say hi to you that morning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. I see what you putting down. I'm picking up what you put down.
Good.
But,
no, because grudges, and this is like this. Grudges, a lot of times you have a grudge against somebody in power, right? So you having a grudge against your supervisor, or your boss's boss, or the organization, you think they're going to suffer from that? It's going to be you. Yeah. It's going to be you. So,
that's well said. I mean, I think about the trauma that we experience when we are in certain roles. And then when we go to another place, or we're in another role, or working on another project, and we're triggered by that same trauma. We could talk about, we actually probably should have a professional come on and talk about, trauma and how we're constantly, touched by that, or trauma-informed work. But there is a responsibility. The onus does have to be on us at some point to make a decision to do something with that, figure out how do we navigate or maneuver through that? How do we heal that? And like you said, how do we move on? Well, let me ask you another question before we get into our rapid fire. Okay. And I know you got some rapid fire questions in advance. Mm-hmm. We switching it up on you. But just one other quick question. So you're talking about this patient, flexible individual who may or may not have degrees on degrees, but they're a learned person, right? Maybe they took the unconventional path and they have all of the experience that you're looking for. They're standing out, but perhaps they're still not being selected. What can they do to build a business case for themselves for, whether it's the next level or to go wider and deeper into a role? What would you recommend?
So first you have to ask yourself, what is the requirements of this job that I'm applying for? I think that sometimes people see people in the position and not truly understand what is the requirements. And in my world, it's very easy. Like I can tell somebody you have to have 24 hours of accounting, or accounting degree, or certain, some of them are degree specific requirements. But that's not always the case. And I think that the person needs to know the job. And sometimes I'm going to say 2 things here. One is, when a job is out there, look at the qualifications and truly analyze yourself up against those qualifications. And if you don't have some of those qualifications, go out and seek them, whether it's training, ask a mentor, how did you get this qualification? Because there are many employers out there that will actually pay for training and for people to get certifications and whatnot. The other thing is, people cannot expect to only be promoted in their organization. Sometimes you have to leave. Sometimes you have to get uncomfortable and say, you know what? You've given me what I've did all I can do here. It's time for me to go. Too many times people, and this goes back to a type of relationship things, they hold on to something that's no longer there. Sometimes in an organization, you've gone as far as you can go. And I've seen that in myself. Like, I went as far as I could go in an organization that only viewed me at a certain level. But when I went to another organization and I still had to deal with them, they took all the credit, of course, like, oh, they was in my organization and that's why they're here now. But I understood that I tapped out in that role, in that organization. So I had to move on. And I think sometimes people hold on to, well, I know this organization, I'm comfortable in this organization, instead of saying, you know what, it's over. It's over. I have to go on to the next organization.
You know what? Again, I don't know if we're talking about work or relationships, but at the end of the day, this is filling me up. Amen.
This is why I say that finger. When I do that, let's say that. That's why I quiet say that finger, okay?
Well, listen, I know we only have a couple of minutes. And D'Angelo, I know you sent some over. Do you mind if we go back and forth? You start with one rapid fire, and we could do maybe 6 probably in, a minute or so.
Okay, our new segment here, rapid fire questions to get people to know you a little bit better. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's see. Ski trip or beach trip?
Beach all day. I don't like being cold.
Okay, I have one. So fast food, Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
Ooh, depends on the day. My stomach dictates that.
Well, if you could only pick one, what would it be?
Probably gonna be Popeyes. I love me some Popeyes.
Love me some chicken from Popeyes. Okay.
All right, here we go. Music. Jay-Z or Nas?
Ooh, I'm still gonna go with Jay-Z. I mean, I love Nas, but Jay-Z, he has the hits.
I love it. Okay. Sports, basketball or football?
Basketball all day. I'm from Louisville. Come on now. Basketball all day.
Because I was about to say college or NBA, but I think I just answered that question. Yep. College. Okay, D.
All right. Comedy or drama?
Oh, comedy all day. I love to laugh.
All right. All right. And last one. Oh, I should have had this one. Oh, toilet paper. Over or under?
It's supposed to be over. Like, who does under?
It's easier to access and then rip
out. I think there's a whole study on people who the over under. Like, there's a whole study out there. Like, what does it mean? What's your personality trait if you're over or under? I'm gonna look that up.
I'm actually gonna use that one in my next leadership. We have a leadership on site once a quarter, so I'm definitely gonna use that question. I think that's going to spark some conversation.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you for participating in our first little rapid fire. And thank you again for joining us today. It has been a joy. We definitely have to have you back. We can dive deeper into that conversation and many others.
I'd be happy to. It's good seeing you both.
Thank you. DM, I'm going to pass it back to you.
So my shout out today is, I started off the beginning of the show. Our shout out is to our Louisville community. We love you all. Though we're not there physically anymore, I think going back is such a pleasure to spend time with you all and to love on you all. And you all have continued to support us on all of our endeavors, big or small. And we really appreciate you all for that. So just want to make sure we give a shout out to all our friends, family, and foes, and people we let go in Louisville, Kentucky. And jobs we let go, all those things. But yeah, so that's my shout out for today. All right, Blair, back to you.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that, I'm shouting out the three of us for sure. The three of us have come from the same place. We've shared in some of the same struggles, if you know, you know. And now we are the excellent top Black talent in different spaces, in various spaces. And we're making a big impact in our respective industries. So I appreciate both of you all for being a part of my journey. And we appreciate Louisville, of course, for being a part of all of ours. For anyone who is tuning in right now, please make sure that you tune in tomorrow and every day with the Black DEIBA Collective as we continue to have these wonderful conversations with folks in this industry and others. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Thanks, Nez.